and a lot of things will be unraveled that will further destroy the image is pretending to be preserving. Now, this matter will not end lightly. Remember, at the center of Nigerian problem is the judiciary and the police. At the center. Yes. Let us remove the politician. Let us all forget the politicians of this world for once. We're chasing the wrong set of people. There will be no criminality if there's no judges and police that will protect them. There will be no criminality. I live in a country, in the same Nigeria, that was functional, that you and I can go to court and get judgment based on fact and evidence. But that has changed. Now, at the center of this matter, you see, Justice Daudu or Judge Daudu, whatever, he has awarded something, even without listening. In the level of Baba Falana, at his level in Nigeria, if the table was to be him at the other side, he would have been on the news condemning that kind of things.
Like, you don't even have to be a lawyer to start laughing at something like ex parte order.
It's ridiculous. You see, Dele Farotimi established something. You know, he walked away from this profession. A nobleman, Dele Farotimi. He cited the case against the revered Pa Afe Babalola. Go and listen to that. These are the people we thought they are for justice. They speak, we listen, they have newspaper to their advantage, they have the podium at any event I see they are standing for. They are not standing for us.
Honestly.
They are standing for themselves. So, politicians will not be rascal if the law of the land will prevail and be honored. So, the politician will, Nigerians will focus. People like that will be let's recycle him. People that have been mentioned around wicked, let's recycle them. We need to begin to go for these so-called rascals in the legal system. Our law is good. Our constitution is fairly okay. But the people that are charged with the responsibility of interpreting our law and the criminals that is reigning in our country. That is one. Let us go to the world, the so-called World Bank. You see, if Nigeria was to be a sane society, that man right there we should not be allowed to leave that podium.
How dare you come to them and say what people for 15 years? Can you say that to Modi, his own president in India?
Thank you very much. People are already over the cliff. He came to rub us in the face. And believe it or not, he's speaking the mind of our leaders. They couldn't say to us. You know, Nigerians are foolish with white men. Whenever we see white people, we are foolish people. So he can do anything and go away. See, let me tell you the implication of what I said. We will continue to borrow for the next 15 years to finance the lottery of our criminal leaders. It's already sealed. For the next 15 years, World Bank will be throwing huge amount of money for the loss of our politicians.
6.8 billion in 17 months. I ask now, can anybody tell us where exactly in any sector in Nigeria this money was invested in? Where go? Can you say 6.8 billion has been invested in any sector in Nigeria you can point at right now? Where?
That's the question. I asked, where are they spending? You asked the right question. Our national grid collapse again this year. It's not part of the funding of that money.
No.
The funding is about to pay salary, to buy yacht, to finance their roads that are not existing. Look at the road that Peter Obi drove through. Look at the road. And the internal road, that is not the focus of World Bank. Every country that World Bank has supported, they are in ruin state today.
Totally.
Until we get this criminal international finance organization out of our bank, Nigerians will never know peace.
Chief.
But remember, we have leadership that are criminals, so they can cohabitate with criminal organizations like World Bank. Thank you very much.
God bless you, Chief. Thank you so much for adding your voice to this, right? I appreciate this. You have a good one, sir. Indeed, people hardly ask the right questions. That's another problem. Questions that somehow, if you ask them, you know the answer. So if somebody says, I'm going through a lot now, and the reason is because it's an austere sort of a moment. Now, Nigeria doesn't have any private jet for president anymore. They take commercial aircraft. Now they are not buying any cars for politicians anymore because Nigeria is broke. We're all going through something. Then you can then begin to say, okay, yeah, this makes sense. Okay, maybe in another 10 years, if we continue this way, things will get better. But that's not true. So a man will come in, something he can't say in his own country. It will come under the banner of World Bank. World Bank. Like it's something that is, they will give Africa ridiculous interest rates on loans with conditions. They will be telling Africans to change their monetary policies, devalue their currencies just to access peanuts called loans. But they won't try the same thing with other part of the world, developed world that they are trading with. They won't try that. They will be giving the rest of the world single-digit interest, 1%, 1.5% interest. But when it comes to Africa, you'll be seeing conditions, man. No. Hello.
Hello, how you doing? I just like to announce this is Jefferson.
That's Jefferson.
How you doing, man?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. I like your analysis. If we can cut down on cost, right?
Yeah.
But unfortunately, you know that's not going to happen.
No.
It's unfortunate. Yeah, it's not going to happen because we have know how I put it. We have idiots that are ruling us. I have to go that route. You know, they look at all the policies with the refineries and everything, yet they cannot even come up with a stringent strategy to make sure they can bring calm to the polity of Nigeria. You know, right now people are committing
reform. What is the reform? What are you reforming? Where exactly are you reforming so that we can be sure that we can track? Nowhere.
You are even going too far. Look at it this way. Look at this thing you are showing us in terms of the National Assembly. You are concerned about the youths that they are taking drugs. You want to pass a policy that we put them in check when they took too many drugs. I'm like, when the hell did you care about the youths? When did you care about us? You know, if you really care about the youth, look, I'll give you an example. I could remember when I finished secondary school, far back 2001.
Wow.
I finished secondary school, and I remember my cousin telling me that I was in Nigeria and she was in UK. She was telling me that when she goes back, she's going to do some part-time job and she's going to buy a GSM. She will work in a grocery store, make some pounds, and then she'll buy a GSM. I was like, wow. See how in UK then, that I was in Nigeria, I was relying on pocket money, relying on this, and I was like, wow. So are they telling me they cannot create a system like that for us in Nigeria? Most of us, when we go through primary and secondary schools, there is no future. We are hanging on the. In fact, we have to even constantly do prayer and fasting to ensure that our parents are alive, maybe father is alive, mother is alive, or guardians, or somebody, uncles, aunties. We have to be doing prayer and fasting for them to be there so that they can sustain your education from kindergarten, nursery, primary, and secondary. And if it's not there, it's like as if there's nothing for you, and then you still need to go and figure out how you're going to survive. And when you want to survive, if you take the grace of God to get funding to support you from the beginning. These are the things that stupid Senate is supposed to be looking into. How can they have a sustainable youth, a system for the youth to be able to thrive? Not, oh, you are concentrated about, oh, this you want us to take, you are looking into the fact that many people are taking drugs. What made them take those drugs in the first place? You think that they just wanted to take drugs for the sake of it? They don't want to take drugs for the sake of it. You know, it takes a lot for one to go into all those vices.
I mean,
you know,
imagine young people dealing with a lot of depression at that young age, confused, unsure, and the country doesn't even have anything for them. No direction.
Ordinary financial system or credit system, they cannot establish. They can't do that. And unfortunately, I want to even say one more thing concerning. Let me be quick because I know there are other people coming up. Look at the very dark man issue. You are threatening him that he should stop publicizing that information. You went to get in court for that. I'm laughing. He doesn't know the implication of what he did. I can make it. You know, we can make this case bigger by writing. There's this thing they do where you sign a petition. Who can sign a petition, get up to 1 million viewers, and say, okay, since you are telling us that I should delete that video, we are going to get a petition on you, and hopefully that is being followed, that you, instead of him paying that money, you will be the one that will pay damages for trying to oppress very dark man.
That's what it's all about.
Exactly.
If you are taking somebody to court and a judge wants to rule, I should be there. I should defend myself before any ruling. No.
Exactly.
It's not happening. That's a means of trying to shut him up.
Exactly. He just tell him, shut up. And that's how it's always been. That's how it's been in our society. They always want to be oppressive. We are operating in an oppressive society because they don't want people to talk. But guess what? People are going to talk. Whether they like it or not, people are going to fight against these things. This is just the beginning. We'll make sure we follow this thing to the end. I may not know yes. Oh yes, it's too much. It's just too much.
Jefferson,
you know.
Thank you so much, Papa. Okay. And, I mean, you all can count on me that even if they try to sweep it away, I won't let them pack it and sweep it away. That's why I said it. I added a proviso to it earlier. I said we may wake up tomorrow where the Nigerian thing as usual may force the hand and begin, you know, we can see very dark man, the Jadenyoju, issuing an apology to this old man. Then we will know why. But at least that will tell us everything we need to know about the man.
So instead, they can even make it big. This thing that they have brought up now is already on the internet.
Yes.
And since it's already on the internet, we'll make it in a public scene, a global scene, like a petition, and get people to do that.
God bless you.
You're welcome.
Bless you, man. You have a good one, okay? That's Jefferson, ladies and gentlemen. I have another caller, and this must be our own Victor, I believe. Hello there.
Hello, brother Mayigu. How are you, my brother?
I am very well, sir. How are you?
I'm good.
Relax, please.
Oh, man. Just thank God for your life, man. You know, really thank God for giving you the strength to carry on doing this. Because the day I don't listen to your program, it's like, you know, I'm falling sick. You know, the knowledge that you bring along, you know,
almost useless when I'm not here.
Yeah, the knowledge that, you know, the way you're educating Nigerians about what is happening in our society, you know, it's really, really having a very big impact, indelible impact on every one of us.
Thank you.
You know, anyway, the reason why I'm actually calling for several, I'm just going to touch them quickly, you know, because I know there's probably other people on the line. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You see, yesterday, I tried to get through to you yesterday, but the line was really too busy. I couldn't. You know, a guy, you know, was talking to you yesterday, and he made reference to the issue, with all due respect to our people, our brothers, the Yorubas. Mm-hmm. You know, did you know that without the support of the Yorubas in Nigeria, this so-called opportunistic elites in the north, in the up north, would not have leverage over the rest of Nigeria?
I'm going to partially agree, because you are not really out
that is the case.
Yeah.
That is the case, because
that, their collaboration is more or less like beneficial to the ruling class.
That is what brought us properly. That is what brought us to where we are today.
You're right.
Because without the support of the majority Yorubas, these people up north have no power whatsoever. It's just that the rest, I mean, the remaining minority are so fragmented. I mean, they don't really have the majority to push these people up. You know, if you take retrospect of Nigeria history, you know, when the Benin's were powerful, then before the advent of the British, before the British arrived, you know, it was a completely different case from what we have today. And then when they came with the idea of Wazobia, you know, the three major tribes now, the Yorubas, the Hausas, and the Igbos, are now the major tribes that are recognized. The rest remain voiceless. They were kind of dominated. So for that reason, the Yorubas now working together with the Hausas made them to overpower the Igbos. So that placed the Igbos in a very critical situation that they're struggling with up to date. Anyway, that's apart.
Well, you see, that's the history as well, right? It's such a, what I can say, a very a funny turn. Do you get that now?
Well,
back then, right? Back then, it was more or less like using the personalities. You know, that's why I said that when we should be people who learn from our history and never be imprisoned by our history.
Are we learning?
I'll say something. You see, when the likes of Awolowo were pushing, right, for something that could possibly have been so beneficial to all of us, then Zeke was very powerful. Zeke was the most powerful politician in Nigeria history. Some people may not even want to remember. It was so powerful that he miscalculated, right? Back then, he believed so strongly that the alliance of the, I mean, when I say very powerful person, it was so powerful that even in Yoruba land, Lagos, right? Zeke was so strong enough to almost displace Awolowo's political influence in Yoruba land. And guess what? He was so powerful that he helped the fragmentation of what used to be a 3 region of Nigeria to what became 4 regions politically. Unfortunately, his miscalculation, right? Got to the wrong side of this same northern Nigeria until something happened, which led to, you know what I mean, the Civil War, and then the institutionalized Cold War between the North and the Igbos, right? And today, the Yorubas who succeeded that leveraged on that to forge another union with the same North that never really wanted to have anything to do with Yorubas. The rest, they say, is history today. So that's why I said it is good for us to be students of history, okay, but not prisoners of history, because those who are the architects of what you and I are facing today, they are dead. So us who are here today, right, rather than get imprisoned by their actions, their mistakes, their triumph, how about we begin to build or forge a new relationship based on what we share together? Unfortunately, those who want to share, those who want to forge that relationship today, we don't have the political influence. We don't have the political power.
You know what? That's exactly what they don't want to happen.
I'll let you continue. Just don't let us miss that gap too.
Thank you, my brother. By the way,
those who led us to this road today, they are long dead. But you and I, we believe that we have so much in common. We do not have the political leverage to forge a powerful union that could make us stronger. We don't have it until we do.
Yeah, we don't.
Go on,
we don't have it. We don't have it. I will partially agree with you that we don't have it.
Sure.
But power lies with the people. You know, first of all, you know, sorry I didn't introduce myself. You know, well, did I tell you? You know, I'm Victor. You know, calling from Frankfurt. I don't know.
I know you are Victor. And I always kind of mix it up. Like, is it from Frankfurt or is it from Belgium? But now that you've cleared me,
no, it's Victor from
Germany. Go on,
from Frankfurt. Exactly. So, like I was telling you, my brother, you know, you see, the thing is that, you know, just like when the British came, they succeeded in creating this system of divide and rule.
Yes.
You know, giving power to the North to, you know, to some extent, to, use religion to, rule themselves up north, and then in the south they were in charge.
Yes.
With
direct
the chiefs and not
rule, deliberately.
Direct and the indirect rule. You see, the same thing these people up north are doing today, the so-called elite of northern Nigeria. Unfortunately, the people of the north, the poor people of the poor masses of the north are not benefiting from this system, other than going for handouts, to go and beg for handout from them. And thank God they are beginning to be awakened. They are beginning to be awakened to their political responsibility. Now they are realizing that these people have been cheating us for so long, and we can no longer continue like this. So the table is turning. Thank God. You see, they don't want the youth to be united. That's why every time people are trying to form alliance here and there, they find a way, they come up with all kinds of laws, they do all kinds of things to truncate their efforts, to make sure that, they don't succeed. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean...
But it is not up to us. You see, somebody like myself, right? We have homegrown, same irredentist, and it seems like from everywhere. You see, whenever people are beginning to reason that we should do things differently, there's always this revisionist agenda, whereby they always sort of invoke the spirit of that hatred, which led to the first genocidal war of that time.
I was coming to that. Did you know that was
to keep
exactly, and that was the game. That was the card. That was the card Tinubu played. By using this ethnic card.
Yes.
The card of ethnicity. Wanting else, turning it against the Igbo, or is the Igbos that are trying to take over Lagos. What has that got to do with the politics that were, the votes that people were, wanting to
not just bust your own bubble, right? I want to bust the bubble of some of our listeners too. I mentioned Azikiwe earlier. When Azikiwe was forming an opposition to Awolowo in Yoruba land, he didn't do it alone. There was a man called S.L. Akintola. A man that was so devious that he actually took, when they locked Awolowo up for treason, S.L. Akintola decided to go and partner with Tafawa Balewa to further destroy all the legacies of Awolowo in Yoruba land. But guess who? Guess who was being blamed in Yoruba land in the revisionists today? Zik. And the man that actually did the destruction of Awolowo's legacy, including Awolowo's political whatever it is, and took us to the Balewa's agreement to further destroy Awolowo in Yoruba land, was S.L. Akintola. And S.L. Akintola, right, happened to be somebody who built his political career on bigotry. He was always calling the Hausas names, the Igbos names, that his followers were people who actually had to hate other tribes. But he's not remembered as that person that destroyed the Awolowo's legacy in Yoruba land. But this is remembered because the Akintola's followers, they have descendants today in Yoruba land. And those are the ones.
And they're nowhere to be found today.
No, I'm sure nobody here. They are the ones who listen to Tifnumbu when they begin to play the card of this tribe, that. They are their children are in their 50s, 60s today. They are the ones who continue to repeat the lies and the hatred, but they are not in the majority. Yorubas are just not interested in the politics.
I know. It's so sad.
Need to get them interested. Papa?
So sad. That's another thing. I wrote on Shore's page at the time ago that, look, if you try and team up with Peter Obi, and some of these other guys, possibly with the PDP, from the PDP as well, form an alliance, and then, a formidable force would be necessary to chase these people out of power.
You're right.
But it was just like everybody doing their own thing. Nobody was listening to each other, wanting to be the boss or whatever. I don't know. This attitude is not going to lead us anywhere. I believe that the earlier they unite together, it doesn't matter how we get these people out of power. We have to chase them out. I mean, enough is enough. They've destroyed our country, and we cannot continue like this. Can you imagine? a country that's sitting on gold, sitting on heavy amount of
flowing
gas,
with milk and honey.
Oh yeah,
And the people are already like living like paupers.